Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Today I will be talking about a Korean movie called Unlocked, and before I start I just want to make a simple explanation about how this video is gonna be a two-part series. And in the part 1, in this video, I will be talking about the introduction of this movie, day 0 and day 1, and in the next part, next week, I will be talking about day 2 and day 3, so that will be it. So let's start with the part 1. So it is a Korean movie called Unlocked, and the main characters are Im Siwan and Chon Woo-hee. You might know them from the female lead from the Atypical Family. It was popular in the last year, and the male lead from his idol era. He was an idol when he was younger, and now he's an actor. He had works like Run On and Summer Strike. And this movie is released in 2023 and directed by Kim Taejoon. The genres are drama, thriller, and suspense. This drama piqued my interest because when I saw the trailer or a short clip from the movie, I was like, somebody is losing their phone and their life is completely ruined, and that was such an interesting topic to me, so I was just intrigued to watch this movie without an explanation. Let's start with day 0. In day 0, the first scene opens up with an alarm sound going off in distance, and there's just a black screen, and after a few seconds we get to see her phone in the center. And just from this scene alone, we get a lot of information. We get to know the date. It is 7th of July. It is a Saturday. And we get to know the time. It is 7 a.m. And we also get to know her name because she named this alarm with her name in it. Inami, you can do this, or something like that. So her name is Nami. But we see her day throughout her phone, and the phone is just in the center. She wakes up, gets ready, goes to work, gets to bus. She buys some tickets to a game or a concert. She arrives at work, she does her work, and after work, she and her colleagues make a plan about going to a restaurant and eating there. And after eating at the restaurant, we just see them having fun at a norebang, which is called a karaoke room. And after they go out from the karaoke room, they're just in the street and taking photos. And the colleagues are like, what are you doing? Let's take a picture together. You are not in any of these pictures. How are people gonna know that you're with us? Let's take a selfie and you're in it as well. And Nami is like, okay, let's take a selfie. And they take a selfie. We see her face for the first time, and it has been like 5 minutes throughout the movie. After taking a selfie with her colleagues in the street, we see her sleeping in a bus, and it is so dark outside, and she realizes that she has been sleeping in the bus, and she wakes so abruptly that we are like, what are you doing? And then she is like, hey, can you stop please? I missed my stop. I need to get off. And the driver is really understanding and stops immediately, and Nami gets off. After she gets off, she doesn't realize this, but we as viewers realize this. She forgot something in the bus that we have seen for 5 minutes in the center of every scene. Her phone. Her yellow case Samsung phone is sitting in the floor of the bus, and the bus is just moving along. We see the shadows moving along with the bus. She forgot her phone. We thought she was alone in this bus, but we were wrong, because after seeing her phone on the floor for a while, the focus shifts and we see a man with a black cap and a black hoodie sitting at the corner of this bus, and he walks up to the phone, picks it up, and the scene cuts off. The day 0 just ended, so we are going on with day 1. So in day 1, now it's 8th of July and it is a Sunday. We see a man cooking messily in the kitchen, and he's making some kind of noodles, and he's plating it very seriously, and he takes a picture and uploads this picture as a post on Instagram and captions it with a hashtag Thailand. We are confused by this location. What about Thailand? Was he in Thailand? We don't think so, but we just make an assumption that he is lying. And after taking a picture and uploading it on Instagram, when he is just about to eat his meal, there is a phone ringing in distance coming from another room, and he lifts his head up and goes to the direction of the room. When he sees a yellow case phone on his desk, and it is right, and then he sees a yellow cased phone on his desk ringing, and we realize that this is the creepy man on the bus who picked the phone up and came to home. And there's a really strange thing going on because he brings up another phone, and there's just recordings in a female voice, and there is phrases on it like, "Hello, I picked this phone up on..." And after he goes into the room, we just see a yellow case phone ringing on his desk, and when he sees the phone ringing, he brings out another phone with a black case, and we see a lot of recordings in a female voice, and there's just phrases like "hello, how are you?" and just key phrases that will go along in a phone call. So after he picks up the phone call, and the caller on the phone is like, "Hey, I saw you had a lot of fun last night. I wasn't there, but you looked having fun. So I just wanted to call if you arrived home safely or something." And the man plays a female voice recording, and it is like, "Hello, I picked this phone on the bus. I don't know who this belongs to. Should I bring this to a police station or something?" And the caller is like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't realize it was not Nami." She's giving her name. "I didn't realize this was not Nami. This is my best friend's phone. I will bring this information that you had this phone. So thank you for keeping it safe. I will be calling you back." After talking to the bestie on the phone, the creepy man now knows her name, which is Inami. So he's really searching up it on social media to find her Instagram account to know a lot of information about her, but he cannot find anything because there's a lot of people with the name Inami. So when he is about to give up this research, there's a notification on the phone, and it is saying her account name. After he sees the account name, he is now searching up for it, and he brings out another yellow notebook and writes her name on the top. And there is a lot of information filling up in this notebook with her every little information: which team he likes, who is her bestie, who is her dad. There's a lot of information, and he is just keeping notes about these informations. After we hear the phone call with Bestie and the creepy man, we just see the Bestie going up to Nami's home, and her home is like on a rooftop with green flooring. You might know this information if you watch any other K-drama or K-movie. They paint the floors green. So her house is just like this, so imagine it like this. Her bestie goes up to the door and opens it up. Of course, they're besties, so the bestie knows Nami's door password. So she just goes in and she's searching in the house. It is a little space, by the way. There's not a lot of space to search for her, but she's searching and she realizes Nami is not there. Nami doesn't have her phone on her too, so she cannot possibly reach her in any kind of way. When she's about to give up and get out from the door, she realizes there's a feet under the table on the empty space in front of her house. And she's like, whose feet is this? And after seeing the feet under the table, she is just carefully taking little steps, worried that might be Nami, that Nami might be dead, and someone killed her and just dumped her body there. She's thinking a lot of ideas, a lot of crazy ideas. And when she reaches to the food and looks who is under the table, it is Nami. And she goes up to the face and she's breathing. Nami is breathing. So everything's okay. After Bestie finds out that Nami is okay and breathing, she's just sleeping, she's like pissed off because she could have just got in from the door, but she chose to sleep under the table, which is very risky. So she's pissed and she takes a picture and captions it with saying, "What would you do without me? I found you," and some things like this, and uploads this post on Instagram. After they get into the house, Nami is searching for her phone and the bestie is just laughing in the corner. Of course, you're not gonna be able to find your phone because your phone is not with you. I talk with someone else on your phone. You lost your phone. And she is laughing in the corner, and Nami is really searching for her phone everywhere because it is not in the usual spot that she puts her phone on. The usual spot is, by the way, it is on top of the bed frame. There's a spot for charging her phone, so she always puts her phone there when she's at home. It is not there. She's searching and searching and searching, and after a while the bestie is like, "You lost your phone on the bus, and I talked to the woman that picked it up and kept it safe, so let's call her back and try to meet up with her." After learning this information, Nami is relieved and pissed off at the same time because someone has her phone and they were able to reach that someone, but how could she forget her phone on the bus? She's really upset by this. After making a phone call to the creepy man on her bestie's phone, Nami says they agreed to meet at a cafe called Cafe Miji, and we later realize that this cafe belongs to her father and it is her father's cafe, and she works part-time there because he doesn't have a lot of staff on the weekends. The scene just cuts off and we see a dead body on the ground, and we are shocked to see this body on the ground because we were not expecting to see a dead body on the ground all of a sudden. And there are a lot of policemen surrounding her body trying to analyze what might have happened to her, what might have caused this situation to be like this. And we see her nails painted with a green neon polish, and they're just like, she should be thankful to the rain because after the rain the soil washed away and we were able to find her body. She should be thankful. But the other officer says, no, yeah, she should be thankful for the rain, that we were able to find her because of the rain. But now we can't get any evidence because the rain has washed away all of the evidence about what might have happened. And they're just upset because there's not a lot of evidence and we just have a dead body on the ground. We do not know what to do with it. And when they're just talking about this, a crime scene investigator comes up to them and says, "This is all I found as an evidence. I don't know if this has any relations to this case, but I just found this and wanted to show you this. It is just a plant food bottle." And the other officer is intrigued by this evidence and is like, "I will go out and see for myself if I can get any evidence about this case because we do not know anything about this case." After he goes into the forest to search for evidence, he just looks everywhere, looks around and finds nothing. When he's about to give up, he just sees a tree with lots of red fruit on it, and he is curious about this tree because there is just one tree with lots of red fruit on it. And when he turns around the tree, he sees a nameplate and there is a plant food bottle next to it, and in this nameplate it writes Ujunyoung. This name is important later, so keep this in mind. We will know who this is, and it is important. But this scene cuts off, and we turn back to the Nami and her bestie to the cafe. After the scene, when Nami arrives at the cafe that she's supposed to meet the creepy man to get her phone back, which is at the same time her father's cafe, Cafe Midi, she just wears her apron and starts to work. And when she is just about to work, her father is like, "Where did you lose your phone?" And Nami is like shocked to hear this information from her father because she did not tell her father that she lost her phone, and she's shocked. Nami asks her father how he knows this information that she lost her phone, and her father is like, "Your bestie posted a photo with a caption saying, 'What would she do without me? She lost her phone, she lost everything, and I found her in this situation,' some things like that." And Nami's like, "Did you have social media? Do you have a girlfriend?" And her father is like, "Don't be ridiculous. I didn't have a reason to open social media, but I was just curious to see what other people was doing. That's it. I don't have a girlfriend." And Nami's like, "Okay, I don't know. You might have a girlfriend, and I wouldn't even know." And after this, when they're talking and working at the same time, the cafe's phone rings, and we realize the creepy man is calling Nami on cafe's phone to tell her that he cannot make it because when he was coming to the cafe, he dropped the phone and left it at the repair shop. Of course, this is in a female voice, but this is what he is saying through a female voice with the recordings. And after Nami gets this information, she immediately tells her father, "I'm going, I need to pick up my phone. It was in a repair shop, so I'm running, so bye." After Nami arrives at the repair shop, we see the creepy man again. We know this is the creepy man, but she doesn't know. She sees this repairman for the first time, so she doesn't know the creepy man is the repairman. She was talking to a woman on the phone. She doesn't know anything. After arriving at the repair shop, the creepy man hands her a form to fill out in order to being able to fix her phone. And Nami is like, "Okay, I will fill out this form." At the very end of this form, there is a space asking for her phone password, and she just reluctantly writes it, and the creepy man is like, "Yes, I know her password, I can do anything I want now." So he picks up Nami's phone, goes inside to repair it, and after for a while we see him downloading a spy software on her phone, and he makes an exact copy of her phone. When something happens to Nami's phone, it also happens to the copied phone. So the creepy man, has now an exact copy of her phone and can get into anything he wants. But after downloading this software, he fixes the broken screen as well because he cracked the screen so she would come to the repair shop to repair it. Nami is just like waiting for her phone to be repaired, and she's so tired, she's dozing off a little bit. But after a while, the creepy man comes back and tells that your phone is fixed and it is paid as well, so you can go home. And Nami's like, "Thank you for everything." After she picks up her phone from the repair shop, she comes back to the cafe and starts working again. But her father is not there because he had something to do and just left the cafe for Nami because she knows how things work there. And he doesn't have really enough staff, so the only one that can work there is Nami for this time being. And it is now the evening of this day, day one, and in the evening, the repair shop man, the creepy man, comes in to the cafe. And meanwhile, when she's going back to the cafe, he has been seeing every little thing on her phone because he has an exact copy of her phone. But of course, Nami doesn't realize this is the repairman and the creepy man from earlier that day. So she's just like, welcome, what can I get for you? And the man is like, hello, can I get a plumade? Like lemonade, but made with plums. So he says, can I get a plumade? And it is not in the menu. It was not ever in the menu. Her father just made it for her because she liked plumade. So she's confused, and he's saying like, I drank this plumade last summer and I really liked it and couldn't find it anywhere else. So I just want to order that. Is it possible? I didn't see it on the menu. And Nami is like, because her father is not there, she thinks that her father put that on the menu last summer, and she's like, of course I can do that for you. I know how to do it. I will make it for you. Please go and take a seat. He pays for everything. When he sits down at the table and starts waiting for his drink, Nami realizes that he is wearing her favorite team's cap. And before coming in, she was playing an online game on her phone, and now the creepy man is playing the exact same game on his phone. And Nami is like thinking, we have a lot of same interests. How could this happen? And she is intrigued by this man. When they're about to talk or talking, her father comes in from the door and he's like, who are you talking to? Do you know him? And Nami's like, I don't know him. He said he was a regular and drank a plumade last summer here. So he really liked it and wanted it again, so I gave him one. And her father is angry. What do you mean you gave him one? No, you didn't. Did you? And Nami's like, I did, and now I am going home. And Nami goes home. After we see Nami leaving the cafe to go to her house, we now learn about what this nameplate was and what relation that it had with the officer. An officer is talking to his colleague about, I know this name. This is my son's name that have been missing for 7 years that I couldn't be able to reach and haven't reported him missing because he ran away from home. He had a sick mother and couldn't take care of his mom. So he just ran away from home and didn't ever get into contact with us. So I didn't report him missing as well. But this is the tree and the nameplate that we planted when he was younger. So I don't know if he has any relations to this case. The colleague says, don't be ridiculous. He could not possibly be doing something like that. Junyoung would never do something like that. And the officer is like, but I think he is among bad guys. So he told the location of this tree, which is really not known about, and they buried the body there. I don't know if he personally killed the body and buried it there, but his friends might have done it and buried it there. And the father is just really suspicious of his son or his friends being the killer. Now that the scene is over, Nami arrives at her house, and in her house, she's just really tired from that day, and because she had so many things to do, she worked part-time in her father's cafe, had to pick up her phone from the repair shop and wait for it. She just had a hard day, and she's just laying in bed texting her bestie about, what are you doing tomorrow? And the bestie says, I have a job interview tomorrow and I don't know how it is going to be. I'm really anxious about this job interview. I need to get this job. And Nami is like, it's okay, you can do this. You did this before. I believe in you. You can do this. And after texting her friend messages like this, she just leaves her phone to its usual spot and goes to sleep. When she goes to sleep and turns around on her bed, we just see the phone going crazy in the dark. And we know who is doing this to her phone. Creepy man has exact copy of her phone, and if he's doing something on the copied phone, it shows up on the original phone itself, and he's going through every little single thing and knows a lot of information now, and the yellow notebook page starts to fill up, and he does that till the morning, till the sunrise. And at the end of his research on Nami's phone, we just see him taking notes of every single thing, and at the very end of that page we just see her little circle and names, like her father, her bestie, her colleagues, her boss. We see people like this, and we do not really know what might he do, but we get a gist of it and realize that he's going to ruin her life. And the day ends there and the day 2 starts. Now, this part 1 is over and the part 2 will be uploaded on this channel next week. So I will see you next week on the next video with the part 2. Thank you for watching this video.